And we think that within a period of time that flower or smoke will probably become less than 50%, probably going somewhere into the 35 to 40% overall consumption, and concentrates and extracts will replace flower in terms of overall consumption. We still have an enormous amount of opportunities in front of us. We're not competing with big institutional money for acquisitions.
That's because the cannabis industry in the U.S. is developing on a state-by-state basis. But for how much longer?
We do believe that the clock is ticking. Between recreational and medical, you've got 29, if not 30 now, states that have some form of legalization. I believe that the last stats in terms of polls were that 2/3 of the American population believed in legalization of some kind. We think that it's going to happen, perhaps not full legalization the way we look at it in Canada, but certainly some lessening of the restrictions in the U.S. that will allow a much more broader, robust market there.
In the meantime, Captor believes they've got the right team in place to get the most out of the businesses they've acquired.
Our ability to analyze a cannabis business along with just a regular business makes us unique. So you've got a mix of bankers who can beat the numbers up very well, and you've got long-term cannabis operators that understand what the individual marketplace will need and what the individual entity will need to get it to the next level.
As the company invests in its current assets to get them to the next level, look for more yet-to-be-announced acquisitions as Captor continues to expand in California, Nevada, and beyond. Before we wrap up, some things Bruce Campbell is looking at post-legalization in Canada.
Now that cannabis is legal in Canada, investors should expect to see a few different things. First of all, we're going to see a lot more data on supply and demand. Right now, with the first part of legalization, we've only seen really demand, and we haven't really seen how much the producers can ramp up their production, so that's going to be important. The demand equation is also going to be important as we obviously cross over from the black market to the legal market. And then the second thing that I think investors should really watch for and should be expecting is all the derivative regulations and what's going to happen with all the derivative products, how they're rolled out, and whether or not that'll be all at once or if that's going to be rolled out over a period of time.
And finally, some election news you may have missed.
In Michigan, voters approved a measure to legalize recreational cannabis, while in Missouri and Utah, a change to allow medical cannabis was endorsed.
So that brings the total number of states that have relaxed cannabis laws to 33,
including 10 with legal recreational use.
Changing times.
Thanks for joining us today. For BTV, I'm Jessica Kaczmarczyk.
And I'm Taylor Tone. Until next time, may your portfolio prosper.
The opinions you hear on Biz Talk Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests, and do not necessarily reflect those of this station, Biz Talk Radio, its management, or advertisers. The information on Biz Talk Radio does not constitute a recommendation, offer, or solicitation to buy or sell any product or securities. Please consult a professional before investing. If you have any questions about Biz Talk Radio...
USA Radio News with Wendy King.
Britain's Foreign Secretary Jeremy Hunt is warning of serious consequences after Iran seized a British-flagged tanker.
This is completely unacceptable. Freedom of navigation must be maintained.
The president is standing by his latest tweets. USA's Rick Vincent reports.
President Trump is digging in on his strategy of attacking four progressive minority congresswomen. Trump spoke to reporters as he left the White House and says he doesn't care how it affects him politically.
I don't know if it's good or bad politically, I don't care. But when people are speaking so badly, when they call our country garbage, I don't care about politics. I don't care if it's good or bad about politics.
Congresswoman Ilhan Omar.
We are going to continue to be a nightmare to this president because his policies are a nightmare to us.
This is USA Radio News.
Hi, this is Wayne Allen Ruth, the capitalist evangelist. I'm here to introduce you to a special company with the potential to be one of the great all-American stories. Fortum Resources is a publicly traded, diversified natural resource company with oil, gas, and mining properties in North America and internationally. Fortum is led by Chairman Mark Bruner, the legendary oil man who built Ultra Petroleum from a 15-cent stock to $200 per share, creating $15 billion in shareholder profits. Mark has 30 years of experience in the oil and gas industry, overseeing contracts with Halliburton, ExxonMobil, and Hess. Fortum has over 350,000 acres of oil and gas resources, and more than half the acreage has been evaluated by world-renowned auditors Deloitte Touche. Fortum also owns the rights to the 180-square-mile City of Gold mining property. Fortum is traded on 2 global exchanges, U.S. ticker symbol FTMR. Repeat, FTMR. This is a rare ground floor opportunity to capitalize on a proven energy industry legend. Please visit FortumResources.com. That's Fortum, F-O-R-T-E-M, resources.com.
Almost half the country will record temperatures of 95 degrees or higher during this weekend's heat wave. National Weather Service forecaster Bob Oravec.
From the plains through the Midwest and into the East Coast, temperatures are expected to be 95 to 100 degree range. And combined with the humidity levels, we do anticipate the heat indices to be in the 105 to 110 degree range.
Former NFL player Mitch Petrus died of a heat stroke. He played for the New York Giants and helped them win a Super Bowl. He also played for the New England Patriots and the Tennessee Titans. Funeral arrangements are set for a retired Supreme Court justice. The body of former Justice John Paul Stevens will lie in repose at the Supreme Court on Monday. Members of the public can pay their respects from 10:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. following a private ceremony in the court's Great Hall. Stevens died earlier this week at age 99. He'll be buried in a private service at Arlington National Cemetery, the 13th justice to be buried there. You're listening to USA Radio News.
With a recession ending, if you've been putting off building your business, now is the time to act. General Steel will meet or beat any price on a pre-engineered steel building of the same size and specifications. Act now, before steel prices go up. So call us today for free information.
Call 800-965-1290. 800-965-1290. 800-965-1290.
Iowa's governor insists that she didn't ask the state's Health and Human Services director to resign because of his love for a murdered rap star. USA Radio's Chris Barnes has the story.
Republican Governor Kim Reynolds says she wants people to know that she did not ask the state's Health and Human Services director to resign because of his love for the late rapper Tupac Shakur. Though Jerry Foxhoven is known for his obsession with Shakur, he holds Tupac Fridays and also constantly quotes him. In fact, he was asked to resign the very day after he had sent out an email with a Tupac Shakur quote to more than 4,000 employees. The governor's office is saying that they just wanted to take the department into a new direction and that there were several non-Tupac reasons for letting Foxhoven go. For USA Radio News, I'm Chris Barnes.
Mark Esper is expected to become the next Secretary of Defense. John Clemens reports.
The 55-year-old Mark Esper, who has served as Secretary of the Army since November 2017, is expected to be approved by the full Senate. Earlier during the Senate Armed Services Committee hearing, Dr. Esper answered a key question about Iran in this exchange with Senator Jack Reed.
We will meet anytime, anywhere, without precondition to discuss issues with the Iranians to get us on the diplomatic path.
So you think that diplomatic path is the most thoughtful way to proceed?
Diplomacy always is.
I'm John Clemens.
For USA Radio News, I'm Wendy King.
Rates based on a man age 42 with no tobacco use of any form for 20 years. Policy number 25. Policy underwritten by various life insurance companies. Premium includes a $50 policy fee. Rates and underwriting criteria subject to change at any time. Not available in some states.
You've heard those term life insurance ads with the rates read very low, and at the end they have a long disclaimer read extremely fast. Why? Because most people like us will never qualify for those rates. It's just a way to get you to call. Listen, at the Term Lifeline, we'll never quote you a low rate hoping you'll call, then try to sell you something else. But we do promise to get you the best rates available on policies of $500,000 or more with professional service. Don't waste your valuable time. Get the real rates you want on term life insurance policies of $500,000 or more from the Term Lifeline. Call now.
800-430-1891, 800-430-1891, 800-430-1891. That's 800-430-1891.
Welcome to the Garden America Show, the country's most listened to gardening program. This is your chance to join us as we talk about gardening, horticulture, landscaping, in fact, anything that has to do with the world of gardening. The phone lines are open right now at 1-855-424-9825. 424-9825 for your questions and comments, or John at gardenamerica.com. And if you're watching us on Facebook Live, you can also post your questions and comments right there on our page during the broadcast. Now, here's Bryan Main, John Bagnasco, and Tiger Palafox on the Garden America Radio and Media Network.
Well, here we are. Good morning. It is Saturday, of course. Hope you had a good week, and your weekend is even better. You're back with your garden buddies. That would be John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox. I'm Bryan Main. Welcome to Facebook Live viewers. Thank you so much. And those listening in San Diego, first hour on AM 1240. And, of course, streaming around the world across the country on Biz Talk Radio. 2 hours, a great guest lined up today. Thank you for joining us. Tiger Palafox is here. And, Tiger, you left after the show last week. You just got home this morning at 3 a.m. Whoops. I do that every week. Sorry about that, because I use that same mic in the B position during the week. Anyway, so you were gone for a week. You went up just south of San Jose.
Yeah.
And you got home at 3 a.m.
Yes.
And no sleep, and you're going to play Hurt this morning.
Exactly. I'm going to see how this show goes. If I start stumbling on my words, you guys know why now.
I can see the eyes are starting to go. The eyes are starting to go.
Now.
I was going to say, how would we know?
You'll know when he starts to call you Bill or Dave or some other name.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, did you have a good week, though? You visited relatives, right?
Yeah, I visited in-laws up in the Morgan Hill area, which is just south of San Jose. We also had a chance to go to Santa Cruz, Palo Alto, Gilroy. Smelled the garlic harvest. The Gilroy Garlic Festival is in 2 weeks.
Now, does garlic just waft in the air when you're in the area?
Yes.
Wow.
You can smell it miles away. And then the big trucks go by you on the freeway with these big bins in the back of it. They're like big cages, and you can just see the garlic piled in them. They just go driving.
I'd like to just roll around in it.
Yeah, and my wife's family lives next to, it used to be, what's that? The spice company, McCormick?
Yeah.
It used to be a McCormick plant, and when I drove by this time, it was named something else. But it's a spice company there, and you can, when you drive by it, you just smell everything. There's so many different scents and flavors that they got going on in there that it's pretty amazing. But it does make you hungry wherever you drive, which is kind of fun too.
John, where's the onion capital of the world? Is there such? Because if I can combine those two, I'm in heaven.
Yeah,
so it'd be just the opposite for me. That would be hell for me. As a matter of fact, we went to a wedding on Thursday, and
you're going to a lot of weddings these days.
I know.
My gosh.
I know. I hope they're over for a little while, and had to be careful what I could eat. And they had these looked to me like they were plain rolls, right? So I'm eating, and then I got 2/3 of the way done, and there was, I'm not sure what it was, but I think it was some type of garlic or something.
Some kind of herb or something.
That doesn't sit well with you?
Garlic and herb roll.
And I was sick the entire night. I had this horrible taste caught in my throat and in my stomach. And so I was, when Tiger was describing Gilroy, I was thinking that would not be a place for me to visit.
Wow.
But you did visit somewhere up there that I've only read about and was always intrigued. And there was a gentleman up there who, I don't really know a lot about him except that he was a little odd, but he grew trees and he made living sculptures out of them. And for instance, he would take young saplings, weave them together, and form a chair that you could sit on in the garden, and it would look fantastic.
Just from a naturally grown tree.
But a bunch of them put together, but they were actually living. And apparently when he died, they were afraid that all the trees would just die. And you were saying they moved them to a park?
Yeah, Axel Erlensen was the guy who shaped the trees. And he like you say, took these saplings, and I posted a picture on our Facebook of one that I took, and it's this massive sycamore that is shaped in a basket, and they moved them to the Gilroy Gardens, which is kind of a small amusement park that they have there in Gilroy. I believe it was started by a guy named Michael Bonafonte, who is a supermarket chain owner, developer, creator. And the theme of this park is the garden. So when you walk through them, they have just beautiful trees and specimens and plants and flowers all through the whole place. But they moved a large portion of Axel's collection of trees to there to be able to sustain his efforts. And in the Facebook post, I talked about patience, and anybody that sees those trees has to understand the patience it took to be able to create those, because you can't just weave these trees together from 24-inch box size trees and have it be done overnight. He had to start with like saplings. He had to start with like small starter plants and just constantly weave them together, because that's the only way they would be pliable enough to be able to do this with. It's pretty phenomenal what he did. But
and nobody else that we know has done this, right?
Well, I mean this had to take him his whole life.
Yeah,
if I started now, the trees that are planted there at the Gilroy Gardens, you're talking 30, 40 years old, if not older. It's amazing.
You're an impatient gardener if you grow bonsai, but fertilize with Miracle-Gro.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So, your week is wrapped up. Now you're back to reality.
And I have to go back to work on Monday.
But you're going to go home and sleep after the show.
Yeah.
Which I highly encourage.
Thank you.
John, you can sleep during the show.
I've got work to do at home. I'm finally, I think, getting into a routine at my new place, and I was so happy because yesterday I was able to do something I haven't done or been wanting to do for over 15 years.
Take a shower?
No. No, I transplanted and divided my Cymbidium orchids.
Oh,
Actually
wow.
potted up
Oh, that's good.
all my orchids.
Really?
And I'm not kidding. It's been 15 years where every year I think, okay, I'm going to do this. And now enough have died so that it wasn't that big a job. So I took the ones that I had moved with me, and everything looks really good. I even repotted my blue amaryllis into a really nice vase, and I'm pretty pleased. I have a few more things to do today. I think I'll be all finished, and everything that I pulled from my old house will have been repotted. All the weeds will have been pulled out. And
you're going to repot your weeds to the new house as well?
No, I usually give you my weeds.
That's true. I do well with them.
You do.
I've done very well with your weeds.
Yeah. And it sounds like I'm teasing, but
no,
I have plants that come up at my house that are
volunteers.
They come up as weeds because, they come up on their own, and I hate to just pull them out, so I usually give them to you.
Mm-hmm.
You have a ficus tree, a couple palm trees.
Right.
I have a 5-gallon oleander plant at my house that came up from seed.
What was that commercial? Was it Life Cereal? And it was like, Billy will eat it.
Mikey likes it.
Mikey likes it.
Yeah,
Mikey likes
that's Bryan with plants. If you just give it to him, he has to take it. And
I will.
He has to
I've taken plants out of the dumpster.
So that's why John just brings things in and goes, oh, Bryan will like it.
Yeah, I will. Absolutely.
That reminds me, I almost brought it today, and I thought, I don't want to carry this if Tiger doesn't want it. I don't think Bryan has room. But do you want a poha?
Remind me of what that one
poha is it called Chinese gooseberry?
Oh, that clears it up.
I'll have to look into it.
It's poha.
Yeah, it's a fruit that's like a ground cherry, except this is a Hawaiian variety, a tropical variety. And they have little lantern-shaped fruits, and you peel back the lantern, and inside is a cherry, which tastes really good.
And so it's an edible. You get something to eat.
Oh,
Tiger.
yeah.
Peruvian ground cherry.
Peruvian ground cherry.
And I want to say, I think we saw these in England. That's where I think I recall seeing something like.
We might have seen the dwarf ones. This is the tropical one.
Okay.
Which, what? It's called giant gooseberry.
We did see this. Yeah, and that's where I recall it from. Yeah, I was very interested because that's why I remember it.
Yeah, the one I have at home is about 3 feet tall.
Yeah.
And needs to be transplanted because I water it every day. All right, it's yours. Got your name on it.
So 15 minutes after the hour, our guest is ready to go. Need the quote of the week, John, and we'll get things moving, maybe tease a little bit about our guest and what's happening today.
Yeah, this quote is from George Washington Carver. And he said, reading about nature's fine, but if a person walks in the woods and listens carefully, he can learn more than what is in books, for they speak with the voice of God.
It's a good quote.
Yeah.
Many years ago.
Yeah.
Tiger, our guest today, what's the topic? What are we doing? If you received our newsletter, you know, but for those that didn't, what's happening?
Yeah, so we're having a fun conversation with Amelia Green today with Logee's
Greenhouse.
Logee's, yeah.
And they're a tropical plant producer and online plant sales company.
You'll be okay.
But we'll be talking about tropical plants or looking like tropical plants that you can almost grow anywhere.
And then, Tiger, you can rest during the break. This is why we have these nice breaks. All right, thank you so much. 60 minutes after the hour. Questions, comments, Facebook Live, john@gardenamerica.com. Also, the phone number. Remember the way we used to do it, 855-424-9825. Happy Saturday, Bryan, Maine. John Bagnasco at Tiger Palafox. Welcome to Garden America. Taking a break, coming back.
Mosquitoes can transmit deadly diseases including Zika and West Nile virus, but Summit mosquito dunks kill mosquitoes before they're old enough to bite. Just float an organic mosquito dunk in ponds, bird baths, rain barrels, and any standing water to kill mosquito larvae for 30 days or longer. Don't worry, mosquito dunks won't harm people, pets, fish, or wildlife. Mosquito dunks are available at fine garden centers, hardware stores, and online retailers. Visit SummitResponsibleSolutions.com.
Hi, this is gardening expert Melinda Myers. Keeping the environment in mind, I recommend Milorganite slow-release nitrogen fertilizer for all your growing needs. From plants to people, active growth requires energy, nutrients, and a balanced diet. Nutrient-rich Milorganite feeds the soil and plants for up to 10 weeks. The non-burning, non-leaching formula provides a slow and consistent flow of nutrients. Trust the fertilizer, proven effective for over 90 years. Milorganite for better results. Visit Milorganite.com for a garden center near you.
If you're living with diabetes and using insulin, you know the pain of pricking your fingers over and over again. By wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce the pain of pricking your fingers right away. If you're testing your blood sugar 4 or more times per day, injecting insulin 3 or more times per day, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetic Health Hotline today and learn about the latest CGM technology. A CGM can immediately reduce pain. It's accurate, easy to use, and helps you make better diabetes treatment decisions. And if you have Medicare, you can get a new CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost. Plus, get free shipping, and we'll bill your insurance company for you. Call now to receive your new continuous glucose monitor at little or no out-of-pocket cost.
855-680-2173. 855-680-2173. 855-680-2173. That's 855-680-2173. Do you have a problem hearing the television? Do you need to crank up the volume so loud your family is screaming at you? Then put on your TV ears. TV Ears has helped millions of people just like you hear TV loud and clear without cranking up the volume. For about $60 with a 30-day free trial, you can get your own set of TV Ears. When you wear TV Ears, you can mute the TV volume for private listening or let others watch TV with you. Order in the next 10 minutes and take us up on our 30-day home trial and very special price. TV Ears is a brand hearing professionals have trusted for more than 20 years. And through this special radio offer, you can get your very own for just $60. Just mention promo code RADIO. So put on your TV ears and make everyone happy. 800-984-0964. 800-984-0964. 800-984-0964. That's 800-984-0964.
If you're fed up with your credit card's high interest rates and your balances are so out of control that they never seem to go down, one call to Consolidated Credit can get the relief you need. Consolidated Credit has helped over 6 million people with credit card debt, and their certified credit counselors are ready to help you. They can consolidate your debts into one lower payment, reduce your interest rates, and get you out of debt fast without destroying your credit. The program works, and the consultation is free. free. Call Consolidated Credit now. Call 800-350-3241. 800-350-3241. That's 800-350-3241. Consolidated Credit Solutions, Inc., 5701 West Sunrise Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 33313. Licensed by the New York Department of Financial Services and by the Vermont Department of Financial Regulation. Maryland DM 1492, Oregon DM 80092. Licensed by the Virginia State Corporation. Commission license number DC 83. Service may adversely affect the individual's credit. Non-payment of debt may lead to additional finance charges or collections activity, including legal action, not a loan company.
Missed an episode of your favorite show? No worries. Catch all the episodes on demand at biztalkradio.com.
Welcome back to the Garden America radio show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
And we are back. It is 21 minutes after the hour. Thank you. Happy Saturday morning. Hope it's been a good weekend for you so far, and you had a great week. Tiger's running on fumes after being up all night. A couple of hours, you can go back to bed, Tiger, but try to hang in there. So, again, 855-424-9825. Questions, comments. Want to reach us on Facebook Live, you can do that as well. Also, John at gardenamerica.com. What are we going to be doing now, Tiger?
We're going to be talking with Amelia Green with Logee's.
Look, it's
I can't say things
He's
right.
getting silly.
Yeah. It's lack of sleep.
You know, I have plants from Logee's greenhouse at my house.
Right now?
Yeah.
You brought them over?
No.
From the old house?
From the new house?
From my old house. Well, there's one that I've been wanting to plant. I know we want to introduce Amelia quickly, but when I was in Florida, I saw a tree bougainvillea.
Ooh.
Have you ever seen
No.
bougainvillea arborea or arborea? And it's like a 30, 40-foot tree.
Ooh, wow.
With bougainvillea flowers. And so I've never seen them in Southern California, so I don't know if they grow here or not. But I've got one that, matter of fact, yesterday I moved it into a 5-gallon plant, or 5-gallon can.
Sure.
And fertilized it, and pretty soon it'll grow in the ground. But the only place I could find it was at Logee's greenhouse.
Oh, all right.
So that's a great pitch as we get things rolling.
Yeah. Amelia, good morning. Are you with us?
Hi, yep, I'm here.
All right. All right. Well, welcome to the program, Amelia. How's your Saturday morning going?
It's good. It's pretty hot here right now, but it's pretty calm.
And where is right there?
Well, I'm in southern Rhode Island. Logee's is in Connecticut, but yeah, New England is going through kind of a heat wave right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's real bad. Yeah. Besides the regular humidity and that, it's cooking. It's cooking, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But I heard relief is on the way,
for sure.
Amelia. I heard next week temperature's going to be dropping into the 50s in some areas.
What?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I haven't heard that. I know we're supposed to get some rain and maybe 70s, but
Yeah. She'll believe it when it happens. Well, welcome to the show. Tiger's running on about 2 hours sleep, so bear with him.
Yeah. Amelia,
okay.
do us all a favor and introduce who you are and
what you do.
Logee's.
Don't interrupt me when I'm trying to say
Sure.
a hard word, John. All right? Yeah. Logee's, please.
It's a hard word, but it's
yeah,
a soft G.
Yeah, it's Logee's. That's
You know,
all right.
and
Everyone gets it wrong.
did you ever think, I just wanted to ask quickly, did you ever think that when you were in school that you would get this type of job? Because this has got to be somebody's dream job.
Yeah, right?
I didn't. I wasn't as into plants when I was in college. I went to school for art, but a couple of years afterwards, I got much more into plants, and I did always love Logee's and dream of working there, but I never thought I would actually do it. But it all kind of came together in the last few years.
And so tell us a bit about Logee's and what you do there.
Sure. So Logee's Plants for Home and Garden is the name of the business. We're a historic greenhouse in northeastern Connecticut where we've got our retail greenhouses that are over 125 years old. They've got some really amazing tropical living collections there, but the main part of our business is our online and mail order plant business. We do probably about 80% of our sales through the website, but we focus on rare tropicals and fruiting plants. So that's our big thing. And we've been hybridizing a lot of begonias and scented geraniums and other plants for over 80 years at least. But yeah, our main thing is the rare tropicals and fruiting plants.
Well, since this isn't something that you ever thought you'd be doing, what is the favorite part of your job? What aspect do you really like about what you're doing these days?
Oh, I would say, I mean, personally, I'm a very independent person, so I love that I can just be in the greenhouses and like work independently and just listen to music or podcasts and just be around the plants and just head down and do my work in the plants all day. But I also do our social media, so I think it's pretty amazing that I get paid to go around taking pictures of our amazing plants and, just write about them and post about them.
Wow, that's got to be fun.
Absolutely.
Brian, they have a tremendous selection of hibiscus,
really?
by the way.
Really?
One of Brian's favorite plants.
And 80% of their sales is online. That's a little hint.
Yeah. So we wanted to chat a little bit today about tropical plants that almost anyone can grow no matter where you're at, because that's the thing is when people hear tropicals, instantly things shut down for them because they either think, well, that's got to be a houseplant for me, that won't survive for me outside, or this will just never grow where I'm at because it's too tender, too delicate. But there's a lot of plants out there that give that tropical look, but they're actually very hardy. So let's go ahead and start that conversation, Amelia, and tell us what are some things that you guys offer that can do that for people?
Sure. So I think the first thing I would mention is the Musa Baju, which is a hardy banana. Most people don't know that you can grow bananas around here. They don't fruit, quite as much as what you might think of, but they become this massive banana tree. We've got a huge one growing at our greenhouses that's pretty, at least 15 years old, I think. You do have to cover them with straw and maybe some leaves and mulch it before winter, but you just cut it back, cover it, set it and forget it, and it should come back the next year. So that's a really popular one. The other one I think would be the Passiflora maypop. They're passion flowers. Another thing people don't think that we can grow around here, but they do really well. They're really vigorous vines with these really cool little alien passion flower flowers. So those two are what I would first say, because you can plant those right in the ground, and with a little extra mulching, they should come back every year. You mentioned the hibiscus. That's another one that you can grow. You can't keep it in the ground out here, but you can pretty much, with a lot of our plants, you can pretty much kind of let them go semi-dormant in the winter. So you can cut it back, bring it inside, keep it very lightly watered, and if you can, give it a bunch of sun, but if not, just kind of keep it alive over in a corner somewhere.
Now
and then it'll come back the next summer.
The Passiflora you mentioned I see that's a one that develops a fruit. Is that a true fruiting Passiflora? Because I know Passiflora edulis, which we have here in Southern California, which is the fruiting passion vine that you use for making the passion vine jam, passion flower jam, and things like that. Is the maypop a comparable variety?
I wouldn't say. I don't think it's as good as the edulis.
Okay.
I think they do make the passion fruit, but I'm not positive you can eat it.
Okay.
We have a couple that make passion fruit, and they're not all that great tasting, but
yeah, and sometimes that's what happens is they'll still produce something, but maybe it's not as the variety that you say. But I did post a link on the Facebook live feed right now to that particular one on their website. I think I see it's $14.95 right now. Also,
wow,
look at that.
And by the way, I know we're in the middle of the interview, but what is the website for people that are listening right now and want to jot that down? Amelia?
The website is just logees.com.
And that is spelled, Logees is spelled?
Logees.
There you go, folks. And it's Logees.
Yeah.
Logees, not Logees.
Yeah. different website altogether.
Yeah, exactly. Don't go there.
Okay. So sorry to interrupt you, but yeah, I wanted to make sure people knew about that passion.
We got a break coming up. Hang with us. We're going to come back. It is almost 30 minutes after the hour. Garden America Saturday morning. I'm Bryan Main, John Bagnasco, and Tiger Palafox. Stay with us. More coming up.
Biz Talk News wants to feature your business as part of our Discovery feature, which highlights businesses that are not yet known nationally, but offer products or services that benefit Biz TV viewers. Available in over 40 markets on broadcast TV and online via biztvclub.com. Biz TV wants to help get the word out about your business. If you're interested in having your business featured on a future episode of Biz Talk Discovery, email us at discovery@biztv.com.
Americans are going crazy for a new Italian diet pill that burns 3 times more fat than dieting alone. And the next 100 callers get 3 bottles for free. Sold under the brand name Invigorate 3X. This powerful pill triggers metabolic acceleration, a process that's deficient in most Americans, making weight loss a hassle. But a new study shows 30 pounds gone in 90 days with just 2 capsules a day. Julie B. of Nashville says, I was skeptical, but when I saw a famous doctor made it, I decided to try it. I was shocked. I lost 16 pounds in 6 weeks. For a limited time, our listeners get 3 free bottles with a qualifying order. Call 1-800-932-1789 now to get started. Call in the next 10 minutes and also get a free bottle of the doctor's Ultra Detox. And don't forget your free 14-day diet fix. No obligation and 100% free when you call right now. 800-932-1789. 800-932-1789.
Attention Iraq and Afghanistan veterans. If you use dual-ended combat arms earplugs and suffer hearing loss or tinnitus, you may be entitled to compensation. The manufacturer agreed to pay millions to settle allegations it sold defective earplugs to the military that were standard issue to soldiers deployed between 2003 and 2015. If you served during those years, were issued combat arms earplugs, and suffer from hearing loss or tinnitus, call now.
Call 800-410-9446. That's 800-410-9446.
Have you been thinking about taking an Alaskan vacation? Well, now you can book an Alaskan cruise tour with YMT Vacations and immediately save $250 per person. Call YMT Vacations today. We've been helping people take the vacation of a lifetime for over 50 years. And right now, if you've been thinking about what it would be like to go on an Alaskan cruise, now with our $250 per person instant rebate is the perfect time. Call right now for details. And if Alaska isn't on your bucket list, we've got over 50 guided tours to different locations worldwide. Call right now for your free brochure. So if you're looking for the perfect cruise tour to Alaska or the perfect guided vacation package, you need to call YMT Vacations to book right now or for our free brochure.
800-296-1553. 800-296-1553. 800-296-1553. That's 800-296-1553. Do you have an old car sitting in your driveway? How would you like to learn a hassle-free way to get rid of it, help kids in need, and get a great tax donation in the process? It's real easy. One simple free call to our car donation hotline is all it takes. Call the Neshama Foundation at 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723. We'll come pick your car up for free and give you a tax donation for the full value of the car, running or not. The value of your unwanted car will go to help kids in need. It's fast and easy. Just call us and your car will be gone and on its way to helping children in 48 hours. And you get a nice tax deduction. Call the Neshama Foundation now to get rid of your car, help kids, and get a tax write-off. Call 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723. That's 800-721-6723.
This is an urgent health notice for all residents suffering from back, neck, knee, and wrist pain. You may qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you, but the deadline is fast approaching. Simply call the Health Alert Hotline now.
You heard right. You may qualify for a pain-relieving back, neck, knee, or wrist brace. These items may even be covered by Medicare or your private insurance. The Health Alert Hotline is your brace company. These specialized braces have been tested for pain relief. Call us toll-free right now to determine your eligibility and to learn how to use your private insurance or Medicare to minimize your out-of-pocket cost. Don't wait. If the deadline passes, you may lose your opportunity to get a pain-relieving back, neck, knee, or wrist brace at little or no cost to you.
800-513-0061. 800-513-0061. 800-513-0061. That's 800-513-0061.
Watch some of your favorite shows on Biz TV. Check to see if you get Biz TV by going to biztv.com. And now, back to Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
We thank you for sitting through the commercials, our great sponsors here on Garden America, delivering the best in gardening information and news. Great guest as we broadcast live from the iHeartMedia studios here in San Diego. Once again, the phone number 855-424-9825, John at gardenamerica.com. And you can also, of course, on Facebook Live, post your questions, comments. Those of you listening in San Diego on AM 1240, many of you on Biz Talk Radio as we stream live. Tiger, great information so far.
Yeah, so we're chatting with Amelia Green with Logee's Greenhouses. She said another name. Amelia, what did you call your Logee's again? Plant?
Oh, Logee's home. Oh gosh, now I can't even remember. It's changed over the years, but it was Logee's greenhouses for a while, and then it was Logee's tropical plants. Now it's Logee's plants for home and garden.
Logee's plants for home and garden.
And Tiger did post the link to Logee's on our Facebook page, so those of you on Facebook can just click that and see what we're talking about as we discuss.
And we were chatting about some tropical plants or tropical-looking like plants that most anybody can grow, and she was mentioning the passion vine that we posted a link on to our Facebook Live feed. But let's go ahead and keep going through your list because you're giving us some wonderful ideas for people. And when she references these plants and they grow at their facility, it's Connecticut. So, I mean, that's some pretty extreme environment. So if they're growing there.
It's also in a greenhouse.
Oh, are they really?
Yes.
Well, she said she had this big banana.
Well, she's talking about some that will overwinter.
Yeah.
But the vast majority of what they grow is in a greenhouse.
All right. So, Amelia, let's go ahead and keep going through our list here.
Sure. No, yeah, he's right. We do grow most of our stuff in the greenhouses, but we do have a lot of stuff that we have outside, just growing in the ground. And so those other things that I'll mention that we do have growing outside that will overwinter in New England around here, we've also got a Chicago hardy fig plant that comes back every year and does a great yield for us with figs.
Wow.
We also have pawpaws. A lot of people don't really know that much about them, but they're gaining popularity. They grow these big, oblong, greenish fruits that kind of taste like banana and pineapple a little bit.
Brian loves to pick those up and put them in a basket.
Yeah, I do. A little hobby of mine.
So we've got those. We've also got hardy kiwi, which is another really cool one, a really cool vine that grows these little. It grows very vigorously. They get pretty massive if you get a trellis or something for them to grow up. But they grow these tiny little kiwis that you just pop in your mouth, like skin and all. They're really good.
That's Actinidia arguta, I think, but that's a real cool one.
That's right.
Now, there's also is that the one that there's a variegated form of?
There is a varied form. A lot of people ask about that.
Yeah,
do you guys have one growing?
Do you really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We've got one growing up one of our sheds. It's not big variegation. Some of them just have a bright red leaf or a section of the leaf that's bright red. It's not quite as varied. I think that's the problem with variegated plants. The variegation varies so much, and people always want really variegated stuff. So I guess another one I'll mention is alocasias and calocaceas. Those you can't overwinter outside. You will have to bring those in, but they grow from just these bulbs and corms and tubers, and you can just cut all the foliage back in the fall or just let it, dry out and naturally die back, and then stick it in your basement and keep it from getting completely dry, but it'll just go dormant down there, and then in the spring you can bring the pot back up and put it on your porch or put it outside, or you can sink it in the ground if you want. Those are a really good one. Those get really big, and we sell this one called Thai Giant that grows these massive leaves. It just looks amazing.
That's a great idea because you do have that foliage with the huge tropical effect that it gives, but then it naturally is going to go dormant during the winter, so great time if you're in a cold area to just store something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the alocasias and calocasias. They look, some of them, like I have an alocasia frydek, and it looked gorgeous in the summer and brought it inside, and it was just pathetic all winter. So now it's kind of just gaining its energy and starting to put out new leaves. But that's kind of just the cost of having some of the tropical plants in your house.
Now, is this a time of year when you guys are shipping a lot of plants, or is this a downtime for you guys? Because, I mean, tropical-wise, there's a lot going on right now, right?
Yeah, our very busy season is like February through April.
Okay.
Because all the southern states are opening up and we can ship down there, and they're starting to grow their annuals and just buying all their stuff for outside and whatnot. But it's still in the greenhouses for the growers. It's really busy because the plants are just growing like wild and doing fantastic and amazing. And we're trying to get as many cuttings and propagating as much as we can. Shipping wise, it's not quite as busy. And the retail greenhouses aren't quite as busy either because it's so hot in there, which also just makes everything feel busier.
Mm-hmm.
But business itself it's steady. But it's certainly we're past the crazy springtime rush.
And then the plants you guys ship, to kind of give a bit of a taste for people listening right now, because you go on your website and they can range from $10 to $50. What size plants are you guys shipping across the board? Because they're not just going to get a small little 2-inch plug. This is, you guys ship some plants with some size to it as well, right?
Yeah, we ship some pretty big plants. We try and keep them as small but good looking as possible so that the shipping costs aren't very high. But we'll ship plants up to maybe 2 feet tall.
Wow.
And maybe like a foot circumference. I mean, it's really hard to not do at least a little bit of damage when we're wrapping them up and making them, really secure in their boxes. But our shipping department does an amazing job. They, we pack down the soil and cover it with a little plastic sleeve, and then we roll them up in tissue paper and then put some little posts in there and when we put them in the box so they don't shift around and whatnot. And they do a really good job. Yeah, it's tough though.
Yeah, it's a challenge.
Wild
This is a perfect time of year for plants to recover from shipping, though.
Mm-hmm.
You've got the heat, the humidity,
right.
and they'll come back. One of our listeners asked a question.
It's on Facebook, John, Rick?
On Facebook, and he wants to know if ferns are considered tropical. And he brings up a good point because, like other groups of plants, there are tropical ferns that aren't going to be hardy, but there's hardy ferns too. And if you're trying to create a tropical effect in your garden, ferns is something that you could work in there.
Yeah, for sure. I love ferns personally. We do sell a good amount of ferns, but most of them are tropical. But there are some hardy ones for New England that will come back every year. There's a hardy maiden here that I really love. I think it's a little bit more of a tender perennial, but we also have the ostrich fern, which is really popular, and it makes the fiddlehead ferns that you can eat. Those will come back every year. But yeah, there's the whole other section of tropical ferns that won't overwinter outside, but they're really great as houseplants. They're very simple. You just keep them kind of evenly moist, give them a good amount of sun if you can, and they'll do great.
And we just got another question that came across, and you guys sell a lot of begonias. Do you have a favorite variety?
Right.
I mean, that's probably pretty difficult to choose because you guys have so many, and there are some really neat ones out there. But do you have a favorite, or at least a favorite at the moment?
See, if I was marketing, my favorite would be the one that's not selling right now.
I should.
That's pretty good.
You know what? I should say, though, this should be a pretty easy answer for me because there's actually a begonia that's named after me that we just released last year. Yeah, it's called Amelia's Kaleidoscope. So our owner, or one of the owners, Bryan, does a lot of hybridizing of our begonias, and he gets, it yields tons of little plants, and then we grow them up, and the ones that he doesn't like, he just sets aside in a flat and just lets anyone take whatever they want, and then they go to retail, or the people that work there get to take what they want, and then the rest go to retail and sell. But I took one that that didn't make the cut for him, and I had it set aside for myself for a couple months of just growing in the greenhouse. And he came by one day and he was like, "I think I'm gonna take this back." Yeah, it was growing. It grew really well, and it's got this really pretty star shape, like right in the petiole, and it's got the colors in it just change from like lime green to yellow to orange to red. It's a really, really nice plant. It's got a really good like clumpy, shrubby growth pattern. So that should be my favorite, and I should mention that one. But
Tiger just showed it to me, and I think it's really pretty. Yeah, I really like that.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, for those watching on Facebook, they see Tiger on the phone. He's actually on your website looking at all these pictures as we discuss them. So we're going to take a break and come right back, so do stay with us. We'll wrap up this interview with one more segment. Amelia, hang in there. Thank you so much. And again, still time for your questions and your comments at either 855-424-9825, also John at gardenamerica.com. And, of course, Facebook Live, that's where all the action is. Questions, comments on Facebook Live. On this Saturday morning, thank you for joining us as we approach 46 minutes after the hour. Bryan, Maine, John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox hanging in there. Back with Amelia right after this on your Saturday morning. And again, happy weekend to you.
Looking for a safe and natural organic fertilizer for your yard and garden? Fertilome is now offering natural and organic fertilizers for all your fertilizing needs. Roses, flowers, vegetables, herbs, fruit trees, palms, and more. Natural Guard organic fertilizers are a certified listed product for organic use and safe to use around your family and pets. Always read the label and ask for Natural Guard by Fertilome Organic Fertilizers at Dixie Line Lumber or your favorite independent nursery. Make your piece of the planet a healthier place to live by using Natural Guard by Fertilome.
Mosquitoes can transmit deadly diseases including Zika and West Nile virus, but Summit Mosquito Dunks kill mosquitoes before they're old enough to bite. Just float an organic mosquito dunk in ponds, bird baths, rain barrels, and any standing water to kill mosquito larvae for 30 days or longer. Don't worry, mosquito dunks won't harm people, pets, fish, or wildlife. Mosquito dunks are available at fine garden centers, hardware stores, and online retailers. Visit SummitResponsibleSolutions.com.
This message is sponsored by AmeriGlide, featuring the nation's best prices on a home stair lift. Are you having a difficult time getting around your home? Do you avoid going up and down the stairs? Have you even considered moving from your lifelong home just to avoid the stairs? Forget about moving and call AmeriGlide and learn how an easy-to-install stair lift is the perfect solution to help you get your freedom back. Plus, we guarantee the nation's best prices. Make this free call today to learn more. No sales visits are necessary. We can help you over the phone. Now you can stay in the home you've been in for decades. Please do yourself or your loved one a favor. Make this simple 2-minute call right now. Get the lowest price on a stair lift anywhere. Here's the number: 800-886-7342. 800-886-7342. 800-886-7342. That's 800-886-7342.
It may have been a messy divorce that suddenly cut your income in half, but not your bills. It might have been an injury or illness, or your boss just cutting back your hours. It doesn't really matter how you got in over your head. It only matters that you are, and that we're here to help. If you've got over $10,000 in credit card debt and you can't ever see breaking free, then call Action Debt and do it now. Being in over your head is a vicious cycle. One day late, they charge you a late fee. Miss a payment, they double your rate. You just don't think it's fair, and neither do we. This is not bankruptcy or just a simple rate reduction plan. We fight for you using our proven experience in the insider programs that credit card companies try to hide. If you owe at least $10,000 to the credit card companies, you owe it to yourself to call Action Debt at 800-384-7099. Just because you got in over your head doesn't mean you have to stay there forever. Call 800-384-7099 today and we can be on your side tomorrow. 800-384-7099. 800-384-7099.
Rates based on a man age 42 with no tobacco use of any form for 20 years. Policy number 25. Policy underwritten by various life insurance companies. Premium includes a $50 policy fee. Rates and underwriting criteria subject to change at any time. Not available in some states.
You've heard those term life insurance ads with their rates read very low, and at the end they have a long disclaimer read extremely fast. Why? Because most people like us will never qualify for those rates. It's just a way to get you to call. Listen, at the Term Lifeline, we'll never quote you a low rate hoping you'll call, then try to sell you something else. But we do promise to get you the best rates available on policies of $500,000 or more with professional service. Don't waste your valuable time. Get the real rates you want on term life insurance policies of $500,000 or more from the Term Lifeline. Call now.
800-430-1891. 800-430-1891. 800-430-1891. That's 800-430-1891.
Do you owe $10,000 or more on at least 2 federal student loans? Then you may qualify for new programs offered by the Department of Education. These programs can reduce your interest, lower your payments, and possibly qualify you for loan forgiveness. If you have $10,000 or more and at least 2 federal student loans and currently not in school, you may qualify for one of these programs. Call now to check your eligibility. Student loan advisors are standing by to help you determine if you qualify for these new programs. They can help you reduce your interest, lower your payment, and even forgive a portion of your student loan debt. Take control of your financial future. Make this free 5-minute free call now to Nationwide Student Loans and learn how you can reduce your student loan debt.
800-439-1588, 800-439-1588, 800-439-1588, 800-439-1588.
From Main Street to Wall Street, we have the business content you need. So sit back, take notes, and tell your friends about Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or john@gardenamerica.com.
And of course, we thank you for sitting through our great sponsors, the people who support our show here, Garden America, on Biz Talk Radio streaming, and of course, Facebook Live. Questions, comments, thank you so much for that. Also, John at gardenamerica.com, 855-424-9825. It is a final segment. Going to wrap things up, Tiger, with Amelia.
Yeah, Amelia, before the break, we were just chatting with Amelia Green with Logee's Greenhouse.
Logee's. It's okay, lack of sleep.
And,
we're okay.
And she was telling us about her favorite begonias, one that she was saying should be one that's named after her. But was there another one that you wanted to mention as well, Amelia?
One that's named after me should be my favorite, but it's not. I think my favorite is Begonia Cracklin' Rosie is one. It's got this nice dark green purplish leaf with these little polka dots, pink polka dots, and it's kind of roughly on the edges. And I've got one of those mixed in a planter with the Begonia maculata, which is like the most popular begonia right now. The polka dot begonias, they're pretty cool. I like those ones.
Nice. All right. So if you guys are looking for a new begonia, go ahead and go on to
Logees.com.
It's on the Facebook page if you want to just take a glance, Tiger. You put it up there.
Am I hearing things?
No, you're fine. You're fine. Okay. 2 hours sleep.
Amelia, we were just also before talking about how this is a little bit of a downtime for you guys for shipping, but do you guys pick back up again in the fall? Are you guys going to have some new plants that come up in the fall, or do you guys kind of wrap things up at the end of the year and wait till next spring?
No, we have, I think, 5 catalogs that come out every year, and every catalog has a whole new group of new plants that we're introducing. So we've got some pretty awesome ones coming for the fall and holiday. So one of my favorite group of plants is philodendrons and aroids, and so I've been working.
Mine too.
I do the research and development plants growing in the greenhouses. So I buy in or I find plants that I think are really cool, and I see how they grow, and I decide whether or not I think they should go into production. And so we've got a new philodendron Cebu Blue, which I've been seeing around quite a bit. It's really popular. That's going to be coming up in a few weeks. We've got a big philodendron Prince of Orange, which is a new one that it's not a new plant by any means, but it's new for us. And then we've got the philodendron Brazil coming, and we've got a variegated Staxifraga stolonifera, which is the strawberry begonia plant that are pretty easy to find and see. The non-variegated one is, but the variegated one is pretty rare, so we've been working on that and propagating that quite a bit. We've got a new variegated Spathiphyllum, which is peace lily. Really big and really nice. I bought one of those already. They're really nice. And we've got some Calatheas and Dieffenbachia reflector and Homolomina selby. Those are all really nice foliage plants. They're going to be I think in 6-inch pots, so they're pretty mature plants, and they look really good. We got them. We've been growing them for a couple weeks now.
And those will be coming out in a few weeks, right? You said.
Those will either be coming out. They'll be either August 1st is when the fall catalog comes out, and then our holiday catalog comes out in October. So from August to October, we'll be having those. Plus, I think there's probably at least 40 other new plants that I can't think of off the top of my head that we'll have. The jewel orchid we're gonna have, that's really popular. I'm really excited. And then a really popular plant right now is the philodendron melanochrysum. It's a black gold. Those sold out so much faster than we were expecting, so we've been working on those, and we're going to have a new size offered in our holiday catalog in October, so people can look forward to that. Everyone's been asking about those.
Awesome. So,
Tiger, what was the, I think it was a monstera, the Thai constellation that you were looking for, right?
With the variegation, the white.
Yeah, like the splashing on the leaves.
Exactly.
Are you familiar with that one by any chance?
Oh yeah, we have we have a couple of the Thai constellation growing in our greenhouses right now, but we have a ton of the Monstera deliciosa albo variegata, the regular variegated one. It's a little bit different from the Thai constellation. Thai constellation's got more like speckles and flashes here and there, but the alba variegata is more just like a regular variegation of just like kind of marbled white and green, and those we get asked about more than any other plant. Like everyone is looking for those right now, and
they're so spectacular.
We've been growing them. Yeah, they're really cool. I mean, I've got a few myself, and we've been growing them like as many as possible for months and months, but they grow so slow. It's just and they sell like within minutes.
They grow so slow and sell so fast.
Yeah.
Hey, Amelia, so
we've got a good stock going.
Good. Hey, thank you very much for joining us this weekend. Lots of great info.
Yeah,
you can
put
go to
Tiger's name down on a Thai constellation.
Please do. More info, they can go to your website. It's logees.com. I'm sure they can join a newsletter and get updates when the new plants are coming out and stuff like that there. Have a good rest of the weekend and enjoy. It sounds like you love your job, so,
congratulations,
have fun and keep it up, huh?
Thank you, Amelia.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it.
Take care.
Appreciate the information. Again, the website, you put the link on Facebook.
Yes,
anybody
did.
who wants to go to Logee's, great tropicals and a lot of other stuff we talked about. Kind of a down season for them, but it's good to look ahead at what you might want to order in the future.
Yeah, definitely a good spot to go to for the holidays.
Yeah.
When you're looking for the plant for that enthusiast.
Sure.
Because a lot of, which as we were kind of wrapping up, a lot of the stuff that you'll not find anywhere else.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Brian, do you remember when we went to... When we went to France, we started off at Lake Como.
Yes.
And
is this is the first or the second trip?
The second trip.
So it'd be 2017.
So when we stayed
16.
in Verona, we went to, which is across the lake from Bellagio.
You talking about that look? It looked like the San Diego Zoo.
We went to the Via Carlotta.
But it looked like the San Diego Zoo, right? And they were growing a lot of plants that you wouldn't think would grow there.
And I was thinking of Rick's comment about tree fern or ferns in general.
Yeah.
They had 10 to 12 foot tree ferns in this entire gully. I was just spectacular with like a river coming through it. And this is at the foot of the Swiss Alps.
So a place where you wouldn't expect to see tree
exactly.
ferns.
I can say it looked like you were going through the safari park of the San Diego Zoo with the kind of plants that they were growing.
Right.
But then John said it was because the lake kind of developed its own microclimate or something.
No, absolutely not.
No?
No, it's because they take them out every year.
Oh, they do? I didn't know.
And they overwinter them in a greenhouse, kind of like an orangery.
Orangery?
Yeah. And then they put them back out.
Wow.
So it's the same type of...
I missed that one.
They created like a tropical atmosphere, a tropical rainforest.
We got to go to news coming up. We are back at 6 minutes after with hour number 2. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere.
Listen on the go. Download the Biz Talk Radio app. Available on iOS, Android, and BlackBerry. Biz Talk Radio. The opinions you hear on Biz Talk Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests, and do not necessarily reflect those of this station, Biz Talk Radio, its management, or advertisers. The information on Biz Talk Radio does not constitute a recommendation, offer, or solicitation to buy or sell any product or service. If you have any questions about Biz Talk Radio, contact us at 817-274-1609 or at biztalkradio.com. This is Biz Talk Radio, America's home.
USA Radio News with Rick Vincent.
Today marks 50 years since man first walked on the moon. NASA's chief scientist, Jim Green, talks about some of the technology we got from the space program.
Space has enabled us to make huge progress. I mean, you can't even go from point A to point B anymore without your GPS. That's a space-based system. You look at the weather. That is all a space-based capability, and the models to project to see, that it's going to be hot today out on the mall as we celebrate. We already know that.
Speaking of weather, a dangerous heat wave continuing to afflict much of the United States this weekend. It'll feel like 115 degrees in parts of the U.S. from the Great Plains to the East Coast. The Dominican Republic's Ministry of Tourism is rolling out new safety measures in an effort to calm the fears of Americans traveling to that Caribbean island. You're listening to USA Radio News.
Balance of nature, changing the world one life at a time.
I'm loving my Balance of Nature. Since I started, I have not gotten one cold. I kind of fight everything. I get a little tickle, but it goes away.
It's just amazing the difference I felt. I want you to know how much I appreciate the counseling and so forth and your attention to your people. I have been a pretty big advocate for the Balance of Nature. I don't know how many truck drivers have asked me, how in the heck do you keep going at 88, 89 years old? I said, Balance of Nature. If they want to really enjoy some good health, get on Balance of Nature.
Experience the Balance of Nature difference for yourself. For a limited time, you can receive a 30% discount and free shipping on your first preferred order of Balance of Nature. Call 800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code USA.
Tensions between Iran and the West are once again rising after Iran seized a British flag tanker. British Foreign Secretary Jeremy Hunt condemns Iran's actions.
This is completely unacceptable. Freedom of navigation must be maintained. We will respond in a way that is considered but robust. And we are absolutely clear that if this situation is not resolved quickly, there will be serious consequences.
Iran's Guardian Council says yesterday's interdiction of the tanker was reciprocal action in response to Britain holding an Iranian vessel in the Mediterranean. About a third of New York City's subway lines were suspended for more than an hour on Friday during the busy evening commute. Transit President Andy Byford says it was a network communication problem.
We did not know exactly where our trains were, so for safety reasons we had to ask all trains, instruct all trains to stop where they were while we ascertained what exactly was going on.
This is USA Radio News.
Here's a great deal on MyPillow. When you go to MyPillow.com, click on the 2-pack special, type in promo code USA, you'll get 2 MyPillow premium pillows for $69.98. Now that's only $34.99 a pillow. You will not get that price anywhere at retail. It's the lowest price ever offered on radio or TV. And like all MyPillow products, 10-year warranty, 60-day money-back guarantee. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the 2-pack special, use my promo code USA.
After visiting a detention center along the southern border, Democratic Michigan Congresswoman Elissa Slotkin, part of a bipartisan group of congressional members called the Problem Solvers Caucus, told CNN customs agents are being put on the spot.
The people who have come from Central America fearing something, the people who just want to come here and work and make a better life, the customs and border folks who were never trained and we never thought to be asking them to do what we're asking them to do right now. Everyone is suffering.
Another member of the group, Republican New York Congressman Tom Reed, tells MSNBC he knows who to blame for the border crisis.
This is Congress's fault. This isn't a Democrat's fault. This isn't a Republican's fault. We can sit here and continue to play this game of assessing political blame one side or the other, but those border agents are going to continue to suffer in this broken system.
There's an E. coli outbreak in the country. USA's Winnie King tells us what to watch for.
More than 20 people in 7 states have gotten sick with E. coli, and the CDC's Colin Basler says ground bison is to blame.
At this point in time, it's only ground bison products. So people are eating bison burgers in restaurants, but we have some people who reported purchasing ground bison at grocery stores.
He says nearly 50% of the people who have gotten sick ended up in the hospital. The ground bison was from Canada and was distributed across the United States.
For USA Radio News, I'm Rick Vincent.
Life insurance is one of those things that just about everybody needs, but few people actually have. Hey, if you die unexpectedly without life insurance, guess what? You'll leave your family with even a bigger mess. Life insurance will help replace your family's income. It'll help cover burial expenses. Life insurance can even help pay off debt like credit cards and medical bills. Life insurance can even pay for college. And if you own a business and you die, life insurance can help your business from collapsing. It can even help cover estate taxes. Life insurance has never been more affordable and needed. Plus, you can always shop around even if you have a plan and save some money. So call the Life Insurance Quote Line right now for free pricing information.
800-915-9658. 800-915-9658. 800-915-9658. That's 800-915-9658.
Welcome to the Garden America Show, the country's most listened to gardening program. This is your chance to join us as we talk about gardening, horticulture, landscaping, in fact, anything that has to do with the world of gardening. The phone lines are open right now at 1-855-424-9825. That's 1-855-424-9825 for your questions and comments. Or John at gardenamerica.com. And if you're watching us on Facebook Live, you can also post your questions and comments right there on our page during the broadcast. Now, here's Bryan Main, John Bagnasco, and Tiger Palafox on the Garden America Radio and Media Network.
It is hour number 2. Thank you so much. Hope you got a lot out of the first hour with our guest Amelia talking about tropicals, and again located in, Rhode Island, Connecticut area, and that's Logee's. The link is on our Facebook page, thanks to Tiger. Okay, 855-424-9825, John at GardenAmerica.com, Facebook Live, questions, comments, something we need to talk about now. We didn't touch upon it the first hour, John, and that would be...
Why not?
We were busy hour. May, June 2020. This is a once-in-a-lifetime trip. John, I'm going to toss to you.
It's basically June, though, because it's the last day of May that we meet in Slovenia.
We're going to meet in Slovenia, first of all. That would be what,
right.
May 30th, June 1st?
Right. I think
there?
we fly into Ljubljana, which is the capital of Slovenia.
Okay.
And then we go to Lake Bled hopefully for the Bohin International Wildflower Festival in the Julian Alps, which is...
You love saying Julian Alps.
It's just breathtaking. I mean, I'm thinking of when Bruce and Sharon and I were there years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And
can't believe what you're looking at. That pretty.
Yeah, you picture Julie Andrews, running through, singing "The Hills Are Alive."
With what? The Sound of Music?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and there will be music on the trip too, because we're also going to go to Austria, the home of Mozart. We're going to Salzburg, and then we're going to end up in the Czech Republic. We'll be doing beer and wine tastings. We'll visit the Royal Lippenzauner stables where those horses are bred. Yeah. And music festivals, gardens all over. And you'll be traveling with garden buddies.
Your garden buddies from Garden America.
Besides us, I mean, everyone I think who's ever gone on a tour with us has been just a joy to travel with.
Yes, it's a lot of fun.
Except that one person, and we're not going to invite them.
No. But you become like a family for 2 weeks. You really do.
Yeah, and garden people in general are just really nice to get along with, and you certainly have something in common.
Sure.
And there's enough going on this trip that if your spouse or significant other is not a gardener, they'll have a great time.
Yeah, there's plenty of other things going on in and around us.
Yeah.
And we have a little bit of free time too. It's not just, it's organized, but it's not like specifically have to be here, 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 here. You've got a little breathing room.
Oh, and if you decide you don't want to do something that day, you can go do whatever you want.
Well, and that's what I was going to say. Is I remember on the last trip to England, there was one period of time where we were going to, our classic day is either some kind of private garden or public garden. We were going to be going somewhere like that. And the wife was the one who loved plants, loved gardening, was super motivated, and she's all into going on our day excursions. The husband was kind of like, indifferent about it, right? He went and played golf for the whole afternoon.
Yeah, you told me that.
At some amazing golf course that he was like, well, I would never have an opportunity to do this again. I'm here. I'm going to go play golf today because I'll never be back to this golf course. I'll never get to play it again. But that's what he chose to do that day. It was so you talk about some people will go and want to be a part of everything. Some people will go and just want to be a part of some things, but you still can find something you're going to enjoy doing. So
again, those cities and countries, again, John, for those just tuning in?
We start out in Slovenia, go to Austria, end up in the Czech Republic.
Okay.
But everything in between, and there's so much to talk about that we don't have time on air. So if you go to either gardenamerica.com or to earthboundexpeditions.com and look for the Garden America trip.
We got a little video that our staff put together, Tiger, that we can post up there. It's a short little video that has the information, a lot of great pictures that'll kind of give you an idea.
Put that in the newsletter, too.
Yeah, a link. Yeah, absolutely. So it'll give you kind of an idea of what we're talking about. It's going to be spectacular. We're talking Prague, Slovenia. We're talking, places that, sure, people go there, but maybe not your average trip.
Right.
I remember when the first time we went, we were talking about going, and Sharon had looked up wildflowers, and at the time, you probably remember this, Tiger, because it wasn't that long ago, hellebores just started becoming really popular because no one knew about them, and then all of a sudden a lot of breeding work was being done and everybody was growing hellebores, and Sharon found out that there were hellebores native to the Julian Alps, and she said, we'll get to see these, and I'm thinking, really.
Yeah.
And it was just amazing to actually go out and see them growing wild.
She said, see, John, I told you so. I told you we'd see
I think
them.
she was just as surprised as I was to see them. And I mentioned to you before that cyclamen were growing wild there, and they were fragrant. And you usually don't think of cyclamen being fragrant.
What was different about these cyclamen?
Well, they were small. They were miniatures because they hadn't been bred. They were wild cyclamen, but extremely fragrant.
Wow.
I mean, you put your nose to them and really smell them.
Now, you mentioned the cyclamen, the hellebores. Not to put you on the spot, but what are some other wildflowers to them, kind of a thing in that
we
area?
might see?
I mean,
There were native roses.
Really?
That were wild in the Alps that I took some seeds from, and
of course you did.
They didn't germinate.
Okay.
And I'm not sure what species they were. And then there's types of plants in the daisy family. And things like that. Most amazing, I think the thing that I was probably most surprised, and I'd have to look this up because I can't remember the exact number, but I think it was something like 40 or 50 species of wild orchids.
Really?
Really?
Yeah. Okay.
Now, don't hold me to that because
no, we're holding you.
All I remember is being amazed when I read the number, and I thought, wow, I just never knew that.
So are they going to be more kind of annual flowers? I mean, when people think of wildflowers, they think of annuals, seeds, that come up every year and have a season to them. But to me,
there's both. There's a lot of perennials.
I was going to say, what you're naming off is more perennial.
Yeah, it's more perennials than we would see here in Southern California because we have such a huge dry season that there's only a short period that plants can come up, germinate, produce seed, and then that's it, because there's no water to sustain them.
Right.
But in the Alps, they're dormant all winter, but they never go through a dry period, basically. There's always water. The snow melts, and then there's rain and all kinds of water. So you're looking at many more perennials. I mean, you're looking at 40 or 50 varieties of orchids. You're looking at perennial type plants.
Now, were you there the last time during the same time of the year we're going? Do you recall the time of year you were there?
We were there in July, so it was a little bit later, and the roses had already bloomed. So I think the time that we're going is probably peak season.
And the weather, what do you think the time we're going? Really hot, just getting hot, or?
Well, because you're in the Alps, the weather was perfect.
Yeah,
It couldn't have been any nicer.
Because we're higher elevation?
Right.
Sure.
There's a traditional dessert that's a type of cake that we had when we were in Lake Bled. And I mentioned it to my brother, and he said, "Ooh, I may have to go."
Go for the cake.
Just for the cake.
Go for the flowers, stay for the cake?
Yeah.
So yeah, make sure that you sign up quickly. People are already signing up, even though it's a year from now. Don't delay.
Now, there's probably a few ways they can sign up, John.
Get some friends,
Yeah, absolutely. Now, how do you suggest they sign up? Go to our website, gardenamerica.com, right?
Well,
newsletter.
You have to sign up by going to Earthbound Expeditions, but there is a link at gardenamerica.com.
It's got the itinerary and everything, right?
Yeah. And if you go to Earthbound Expeditions, there's phone numbers on who to contact. I think if you mail them a check rather than using a credit card, I think you get
a little discount,
$100 discount. Or
right,
something.
Because there's no credit card fees involved for them.
Yeah. So if you've gone with us before, I think there's another discount that's offered.
Yeah. Oh, really? So, if gone on previous trips, take advantage of all that.
Yeah. So find another couple or find a friend.
Tell people what's going on and to give them the itinerary. And we'll have that video posted sometime soon this week, early this week coming up.
Should quickly mention that the day-by-day itinerary, if you download it, does tell you each hotel that we're staying in at each city, so you can go to the hotel's website and see what they have to offer too. The one in Lake Bled as I mentioned to you, is a spa, which is just phenomenal.
Wow.
And talk about peaceful. There's no motorized boats allowed on Lake Bled. Everything is the traditional. It's a traditional boat that they have there that they use poles to push across the lake.
Kind of like a gondola.
Yeah, except
bigger
and flatter, and not as pointed as a gondola.
Yeah, I can just imagine just the quietness and the serenity and the surroundings. I mean, not everyone gets to do this. This is a great trip. It was tailor-made for Garden America and our listeners and our viewers on Facebook. So, again, if you want to, go to our website for the itinerary, and then, of course, Earthbound Expeditions for all the details. Going to take a break. It is 60 minutes after the hour. Back with more Garden Talk. What's on your mind? Questions, comments. You can email John. That's John at gardenamerica.com. Pick up the phone, 855-424-9825. Or if you're on Facebook or not on Facebook, log on to Facebook Live and ask your questions and comments. We'll answer them for you.
This is Joe Lample from Growing a Greener World. With the environment in mind, I recommend Milorganite Organic Nitrogen Fertilizer for all your growing needs. From plants to people, active growth requires energy, nutrients, and a balanced diet. Nutrient-rich Milorganite feeds the soil and plants for up to 3 months. The organic nitrogen is slow release and won't burn plants even during hot, dry weather. Trust the fertilizer, proven effective for 90 years. Milorganite, for better results naturally. Visit Milorganite.com for a garden center near you.
Mosquitoes can transmit deadly diseases including Zika and West Nile virus. But Summit Mosquito Dunks kill mosquitoes before they're old enough to bite. Just float an organic mosquito dunk in ponds, bird baths, rain barrels, and any standing water to kill mosquito larvae for 30 days or longer. Don't worry, mosquito dunks won't harm people, pets, fish, or wildlife. Mosquito dunks are available at fine garden centers, hardware stores, and online retailers. Visit SummitResponsibleSolutions.com.
Have you been thinking about taking an Alaskan vacation? Well, now you can book an Alaskan cruise tour with YMT Vacations and immediately save $250 per person. Call YMT Vacations today. We've been helping people take the vacation of a lifetime for over 50 years. And right now, if you've been thinking about what it would be like to go on an Alaskan cruise, now with our $250 per person instant rebate is the perfect time. Call right now for details. And if Alaska isn't on your bucket list, we've got over 50 guided tours to different locations worldwide. Call right now for your free brochure. So if you're looking for the perfect cruise tour to Alaska or the perfect guided vacation package, you need to call YMT Vacations to book right now or for our free brochure.
800-296-1553. 800-296-1553. 800-296-1553. That's 800-296-1553. Do you have a problem hearing the television? Do you need to crank up the volume so loud your family is screaming at you? Then put on your TV ears. TV Ears has helped millions of people just like you hear TV loud and clear without cranking up the volume. For about $60 with a 30-day free trial, you can get your own set of TV ears. When you wear TV ears, you can mute the TV volume for private listening or let others watch TV with you. Order in the next 10 minutes and take us up on our 30-day home trial and very special price. TV Ears is a brand hearing professionals have trusted for more than 20 years. And through this special radio offer, you can get your very own for just $60. Just mention promo code RADIO. So put on your TV ears and make everyone happy. 800-984-0964. 800-984-0964. 800-984-0964. That's 800-984-0964. Americans are going crazy for a new Italian diet pill that burns 3 times more fat than dieting alone. And the next 100 callers get 3 bottles for free. Sold under the brand name Invigorate 3X. This powerful pill triggers metabolic acceleration, a process that's deficient in most Americans, making weight loss a hassle. But a new study shows 30 pounds gone in 90 days with just 2 capsules a day. Julie B. of Nashville says, I was skeptical. But when I saw a famous doctor made it, I decided to try it. I was shocked. I lost 16 pounds in 6 weeks. For a limited time, our listeners get 3 free bottles with a qualifying order. Call 1-800-932-1789 now to get started. Call in the next 10 minutes and also get a free bottle of the doctor's Ultra Detox. And don't forget your free 14-day diet fix. No obligation and 100% free when you call right now. 800-932-1789. 800-932-1789.
Missed an episode of your favorite show? No worries. Catch all the episodes on demand at biztalkradio.com.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
All right. We should do an entirely different show of what we talk about during the breaks. Because I know people watch during the breaks on Facebook, and they can just see us moving around and talking, laughing, and giggling, and
sometimes they can hear us.
Yeah,
if I mess things up.
Sometimes they can.
That's right. And then we did have that comment from the lip reader that was chastising you, Bryan. So watch what you say.
So we got Rick and Sue Miller on Facebook Live with a couple of questions.
Yeah, Rick was talking about how he's just now starting to harvest some tomatoes, and he mentioned something at the end of his comment about nighttime temperatures, and that's a really important thing to remember, right, John? That it's not just about season or daytime temperatures. Nighttime temperatures have a big effect on your fruit harvest, your flowers, and things like that, because let's be real and say that nighttime temperatures are longer to some degree than daytime, because, it heats up throughout the day and then cools off, and it cools off and stays cool 12. We're in the longest time of the year right now.
If you're in San Diego, it does that.
Yeah.
If you're back east where you have 95% humidity, it doesn't cool off that much at night.
But it doesn't cool off. But it stays cool.
But it's
only hot for 2 to 3 hours of the day.
Right. You make a good point that a lot of tomatoes will not set fruit until nighttime temperatures are getting close to 70 degrees.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you're in the low 60s, you may not get any fruit set.
Yeah. So yeah, that was kind of interesting. He kind of caught on to that with his production, and he'll be later. I think it'll all kind of balance out.
Now, Rick is in Oregon, right?
Right.
So he's not really far north, but I would imagine he's north enough to where he has more sunlight than we do down here.
Yeah.
Probably till 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, maybe.
Yeah.
So, and the further north you go, then the longer the daylight.
8:30, I think you're probably closer till 10 o'clock.
10. Really?
Yeah.
Even in Oregon?
We're 8:30.
When we were in Michigan,
true, huh?
we were in Michigan 10:30. It was still light. Yeah. We couldn't start fireworks until after 11 because it didn't get dark.
That's just insane. 10:30, I'm in REM.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're in Hawaii, it doesn't make any difference whether it's winter or summer. You got 12 hours of daylight, 12 hours of nighttime.
Exactly. And then
Sue's talking about salvias.
Yeah.
When do I cut back my salvias? And that's a great question. Now,
what kind of salvias?
Well, she's in Allied Gardens, which is here in San Diego.
Uh-huh.
And the one thing, let's just take the real blatant one, Salvia leucantha, the Mexican sage. I feel that one has 2 cutback seasons, because when you cut it back in the fall, it will grow out and then bloom, spring and be fine. But then it kind of gets leggy and long. And then if you cut it back at the end of spring, it'll bloom out again in the fall nicely.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of feel that variety has a couple cutback times a year, especially because they get all woody and kind of, there's a lot of dead growth in the middle of it. You want that new growth to flush out. So that one there, I say, is 2 times a year. Cleveland sage, Salvia clevelandi, and some of those other varieties. Was it Winifred
Coulter?
Something?
No, Winifred Coulter's
Gilman.
Winifred Coulter's a rose.
Gilman. Those varieties are like a once a year, more or less, cutback. Those are kind of more native to our region, and you'll find those in the mountains because they just kind of grow out in the spring, and then in the fall they don't get as much dead wood, I feel, in the middle of them. But then there's other varieties of salvia, right, that are more like kind of almost tropical, like.
Well, there's annual salvias too, which you probably don't need to cut back at all. But the types, I would say that the time to cut back salvia, any salvia, would be just before its growing period, because you don't want to cut it back after it stops growing if it's going through a dormant period. A lot of the ones you're talking about are drought-tolerant types of salvia. So, and it probably would be true for any type of drought-tolerant plant, is if you cut it back just before or just as it's going dormant, it's just going to sit there. And usually when you cut something back, you encourage a little growth, but it's trying to go dormant. So kind of leave them alone until just they're ready to start up again.
And you'll, I know for the Salvia leucantha and some of those other varieties, you actually see some of that new growth come out of the base of it, and then when you start to see that stuff come out, like you're saying, that's the kind of time of year where you can start to cut it back, because like they'll just sit there and look dead for months if you cut them back too early.
Right.
Yeah. And you always want some growth out of them.
So, Sue, I hope that helps you, Sue.
The salvia I like that's always fascinated me is that one with the big white-gray leaves.
Apiana?
Yeah.
The one that they use for burning for incense?
Yeah.
That one?
I love that one.
Yeah. And when you feel the leaf, it's fuzzy and it's stiff. It's not like a plant leaf that like the pothos, you can feel it and it's very flexible, very pliable.
Sure, yeah.
The Apiana, it feels stiff. It's kind of neat.
And it's fuzzy stiff, huh?
Yeah, it's the classic one that you'll see them burn for incense to cleanse a room. You'll see it in a I don't know what you would call it, like a bushel wrapped up, and they'll burn that one. You find that in the mountains. I remember there was a guy when I we had a nursery in Alpine, who they used to grow that in the mountains and harvest it for that. They would have huge fields of it, and it would just grow naturally out there. No problems at all. They wouldn't provide it with any water or anything. It would just grow naturally.
Let it go.
Yeah.
What's the salvia that Miley Cyrus used to burn?
Yeah.
Divinorum. Salvia divinorum.
Yeah. There's a lot of plants out there that'll get you high that
Salvia divinorum
aren't on the blocked list.
Yeah, and that was a real big thing for a while there that a lot of her age group was doing.
Well, that's
Put
like when kids find out morning glory seeds, that's when all of a sudden there'll be a news report, kids, I don't know what they do with it, smash it up and smoke it, I don't know, but they'll do that. Well, the next week at the nursery, all the morning glory seeds on the racks are all gone. Oh,
great,
man.
Yeah. What was that other thing, John, that we had? Cot, yeah. That was interesting.
Cot is Catha edulis. Used to be, before Tiger was born, it was a common hedging plant or landscape shrub.
But what happens when you chew on the leaves?
Well,
you do a lot of housework and get things done.
It's a stimulant like caffeine, and it's used in place of coffee in areas of the Middle East and Africa.
Mm-hmm.
It's
just gives you a little edge, like a
little boost,
a little attitude adjustment.
Yeah, I think it depends on whether you're sensitive to it or not, because I've chewed the leaves before and didn't really affect me, but then other people If
Sharon cleaned her whole house in about an hour.
She said at 2:00 she was still cleaning her out. 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
We got an email from Rochelle, and she says it sounded like the Wildflower Festival is in question for the trip. What's up? What's up is that the details for the Wildflower Festival every year are not released until after the 1st of January. So we can't put the details about the festival.
But that's not a deal breaker for the trip necessarily.
No.
We'll have more information.
Well, we'll still go to the Wildflower Festival, and if for some strange reason was canceled for that year, then we would take our own private trip to the...
There will be wildflowers.
Yes, there will be. We will not be denied.
Absolutely.
We're going to take a break as we approach 30 minutes after the hour. Bryan, Maine, John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox, Garden America. How are you?
Biz Talk Radio is now available on Amazon Echo. Just add the Biz Talk Radio skills and ask Alexa for the latest business news. You'll instantly get live, relevant information from the best business source. Biz Talk Radio. Alexa, open Biz Talk Market Tips.
A non-attorney spokesperson paid for by Openjar. Attention, hernia repair surgeries are one of the most common surgeries performed in the United States, with over 1 million procedures performed annually. However, a popular mesh product has been linked to severe complications. If you had a hernia mesh implanted and have experienced chronic pain, infection, adhesions, wound reopening, mesh migration, bowel obstruction, or need a replacement or revision surgery, then call the Hernia Mesh Helpline now at 800-688-9038. Our network of attorneys are ready to fight for you. Call 800-688-9038, 800-688-9038.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for under $30,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet under $30,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100 foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait.
Call 800-605-5370. 800-605-5370. Call 800-605-5370.
This is an urgent health notice for all residents suffering from back, neck, knee, and wrist pain. You may qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you, but the deadline is fast approaching. Simply call the Health Alert Hotline now.
You heard right. You may qualify for a pain-relieving back, neck, knee, or wrist brace. These items may even be covered by Medicare or your private insurance. The Health Alert Hotline is your brace company. These specialized braces have been tested for pain relief. Call us toll-free right now to determine your eligibility and to learn how to use your private insurance or Medicare to minimize your out-of-pocket cost. Don't wait. If the deadline passes, you may lose your opportunity to get a pain-relieving back, neck, knee, or wrist brace at little or no cost to you.
800-513-0061. 800-513-0061. 800-513-0061. That's 800-513-0061.
Does your water stain and damage your fixtures? Does it smell or taste bad? Are you worried about what's in your water? Water quality should not be painful and worrisome. Get HydroCare water systems from Wave Home Solutions with the most advanced purification technologies. Call Wave Home Solutions today at 1-888-989-WAVE or go to wavewater411.com. HydroCare will eliminate limescale that causes hundreds of dollars in damage to pipes and appliances without using salt. Well water will no longer smell or stain your fixtures. City water will be purified of harmful chlorine, lead, arsenic, and chemicals. Wave Home Solutions provides the cleanest, healthiest water at every faucet. Satisfaction guaranteed. For more information, call 1-888-989-WAVE, 1-888-989-WAVE, or go to wavewater411.com. That's wavewater411.com.
Wave Home Solutions for a healthy, comfortable home.
If
If you're living with diabetes and using insulin, you know the pain of pricking your fingers over and over again. By wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce the pain of pricking your fingers right away. If you're testing your blood sugar 4 or more times per day, injecting insulin 3 or more times per day, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetic Health Hotline today and learn about the latest CGM technology. A CGM can immediately reduce pain. It's accurate, easy to use, and helps you make better diabetes treatment decisions. And if you have Medicare, you can get a new CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost. Plus, get free shipping, and we'll bill your insurance company for you. Call now to receive your new continuous glucose monitor at little or no out-of-pocket cost.
855-680-2173. 855-680-2173. 855-680-2173. That's 855-680-2173.
Watch some of your favorite shows on Biz TV. Check to see if you get Biz TV by going to biztv.com. And now, back to Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
And we are back. It is 35 minutes after the hour. Thank you, Facebook Live, right there, broadcasting live, of course, from the iHeartMedia studios here in the beautiful San Diego, Southern California. Going to be a nice day. Did notice, John, though, the weather's going to be cooling off just a little bit, not quite as harsh in many areas. 70s, low 80s.
Not till next week.
Right.
Not till next week, but they're in for about 5 days of temperatures in the hundreds. All the way up into the Midwest.
So people, adjust your watering schedules. If you're on an automatic timer or something like that, you got to kind of look, feel the weather and then adjust accordingly.
Well, except in the Midwest, you have 100-degree temperature, but you also have rain and
99% humidity.
Right. Yeah, you probably don't have to worry about water too much. Hey, our listeners are very resourceful, and our friend Susan from Vista sent me this little article on bled desserts. And the dessert that I was talking about, the specialty cream cake, is called cremna resina. And it says in this article that people come from all over Slovenia to visit the town of Bled just for this particular dessert.
And we just happen to be going to Lake Bled.
That's right.
How about that?
Yeah.
So this dessert, hold on to that. We need to make sure that we follow through.
I'm going to have to forward it to my brother.
To entice him. A little more enticement.
That's the thing that'll get him to go.
So, again, that's going to be happening actually early June of 2020 with those fantastic countries. Prague, we're going to be in Slovenia. We're going to be in Austria. It's going to be fantastic, and there's going to be wildflowers no matter what happens. We'll have details, though, on the actual event sometime after January.
I'm thinking of, I always think of Seinfeld, and, there'll be wildflowers, Jerry.
There'll be wildflowers. There will be. We're going to get wild.
That's going to be, I can't think of anything of course, I was with Bruce and Sharon and their family.
And you went to Croatia one year.
That was the same year.
Same year where you were, okay.
Croatia and
South. It's just south of where we're going to be.
Right. Croatia and Slovenia are right next to each other. Right. So if you wanted to, I think we're going to plan on going in a day ahead of time because it always helps with the jet lag.
Right.
Especially if you're coming from the West Coast. If you're coming from the East Coast, not so bad, but you got that extra 3 hours.
And it's nice to land.
So tired.
Know that you don't have to do anything right away. Get your bearings and then go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm worse. I'm okay. Going. It's coming back to San Diego. I'm just a wreck for 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Waking up at 1:30 in the morning and I'm wide awake.
That I don't care about so much because I don't really have that much to do.
I got to go to work.
I know, but you can be like Tiger. He's
one day
half asleep and you can still do this.
Faking it here.
One day I will have your lifestyle, John.
Yeah.
If people could peel back the curtain or, wow, the way you live. It's, I think, opulent, Tiger.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an opulent lifestyle.
Wakes up.
I would trade my lifestyle for Tiger's age.
Walks through his roses.
Anyway, what I was trying to get to.
Yes.
And now I've completely forgotten.
Lake Bled, the dessert.
Oh, yeah. I was talking about going early.
Mm-hmm.
We're going a day early, but a lot of people that travel with us will either stay longer and go somewhere else or come early and visit. And you mentioned in Croatia, being right there, you could easily fly into Croatia a couple days early.
Sure.
Visit that, or fly into Ljubljana like everyone else and just take a road trip over to Croatia.
You recall driving time? How far? You're talking about when we land in the state capital, right?
Yeah, maybe 30 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, they're
close.
right by each
really
other.
close, really close.
And you're right by Venice. You're only like an hour from Venice.
What I like is when I was looking at the map, if you're looking right where we're going to be going, to just to your east, I guess, to the left is Germany, and then on the other side is Hungary. Well, I think we're right in the middle of those two countries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be nice. I've never been to Austria or the Czech Republic.
So I'll be actually on a trip with you where you haven't been before. That's going to be refreshing.
You've been on trips with me where I haven't been before.
What, Venice?
No, the first time we went to Lake Como, I had never.
You'd never been to Lake Como.
Right.
Oh, okay.
And I had never been to France when we went to France.
You can thank me for going to France. I remember I insisted we go to France on that trip.
No.
No, you don't recall that?
No, you have that mixed up.
With Switzerland.
It was Switzerland. Because France was the whole trip.
Hey,
you insisted we go to Switzerland.
The prices in Switzerland.
Yeah.
Everything's expensive. Just to give you an example, we drove past a Burger King and McDonald's. So like a combo, Burger King combo, $17.
Wow.
Oh yeah. $17, $18.
Jeez.
I mean, it's expensive.
How do you know it was dollars?
Or whatever what are they, Swiss?
They use Swiss francs.
Swiss
but
francs.
How does that equate to U.S.
Because
dollars?
I asked them.
That's what it came out to?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's expensive. And McDonald's right across the same thing. And if you go shopping around looking, we went to a big, were you there? We went to a mall, kind of a shopping area, and we bought chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, it's Switzerland. It's,
expensive.
They live well.
They live well.
It was
Beautiful.
nice, though. It was.
Yes.
That was.
There's
we
a
owe you a
question.
debt of gratitude for arranging that part of the trip.
And it wasn't that far from, we came over from Italy, right?
Yeah, we were in Lake Como.
Yes.
It was like a day trip from Lake Como.
Really nice.
What was the name of the dessert? There's a question.
Something bled.
Okay.
We're going to find it because this is good because we're going to entice people to come with us any way we can. And John is checking his email.
Well, the name.
It's great radio, John. Come on.
I've got to bring it back up
okay.
here because
we'll save
it was. Yeah, the name is Kremna Resina, and Kremna is spelled Kremna. Kremna Resina.
Resina.
Rezina.
Hope that answers your question. I hope that makes you want to go on the trip.
Kremna Resina.
We came all the way from the United States just for your dessert.
Well, you know, it's difficult when you're looking at languages that you're not used to pronounce some of the words. Like if you look at the capital of Slovenia, Ljubljana, if you look at how that's spelled, there's all kinds of consonants in there that's like, you know, you want to say, can I buy a vowel?
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah.
They just throw these things in you. They don't pronounce them. The Bohin Wildflower Festival, Bohin has a J at the end of it.
No, that's like Bjorn. It's got a J in it, so it's kind of a silent J.
Yeah, exactly.
We have silent J's here in San Diego. El Cajon, La Jolla.
Well, they're pronounced as H. They're not
Exactly.
silent.
Exactly.
They're not silent.
Yeah, I mean silent in terms
Just
of
pronounced
how we would
differently.
normally pronounce them, I guess.
Right. Okay.
Tiger's just you got about 15 minutes. You'll be good to go. Can you drive?
Yeah.
But Tiger thinks
You guys
this is
are
the best show we've ever done.
You guys are being
he's
silly.
happy. He's
Okay, questions, comments again on Facebook Live. Go ahead, Tiger.
There was a response to our salvia, and she said that she has salvia gray guy, which gray guy, there's a lot of varieties. And I would say that's more in terms of kind of like what John, probably once a year pruning for the salvia gray guy, where you prune it back when you kind of see new growth. You'll see new growth come out on the stems and near the base.
like at the end of winter, right?
Yeah,
End of winter
exactly.
because it's going to start growing for the spring.
Yeah,
and if
prune
you
it
don't,
down.
and you can do slight pruning because
Mhm.
it does get kind of wild.
Yeah.
This time of year.
They just get so woody when you leave it and you don't prune them
Right.
in the middle and
Right.
Dead branches and things. So it's nice to
And do you
clean it
think
out.
of those as perennials, or do you think
think of them as like short-lived perennials. Like, do you think they need to be replaced like maybe every 3 or 4 years?
You know what's
to keep it looking fresh,
especially the varietals, meaning when you get into like the hot lips, or she mentioned radio red, they don't seem to last as long as some of the standard. If you were to just find a gray guy that's a red, or a gray guy that's what's another common pink, but they get into like those purple ones and stuff. They definitely don't live as long as some of the standard varieties. So, for the most part, if it's some patented variety or hybrid, they are short-lived perennials, kind of like a lavender.
Sue mentioned that she didn't realize there were so many types of salvia.
And I think we blew her mind.
Well, there's books that are just on salvias. There's so many different types.
Yeah.
And then people get confused because we're talking salvia, but then there's the culinary salvias, and there's a whole other list of culinary ones, that people use for cooking, and they have all kinds of different flavors and different looks and all kinds of stuff.
Right.
Did I know that?
What?
John's going, did I know that?
Are you talking about the sages?
Sages.
Oh.
Yeah.
For cooking.
That's true.
Yeah.
Lenore mentions that she says that people say that Prague is one of the most beautiful cities in the world.
And I've read that. I've heard people tell me that. And they say just unbelievable. You have to, check in with your own reality to make sure you know where you are. Wow.
What?
Did I say that? Okay, 45 minutes after the hour, we've got one more segment coming up as we continue to entertain Tiger. After a couple of hours of sleep, he's going to go home after the show.
Tiger spelled Racina wrong. There's a Z in it. It's not an S.
Yeah, we'll fix that. Hey, we're going to go to a break. Still time to check in, John at GardenAmerica.com. Best Bet Facebook Live with your questions and comments as we entertain you for I don't know how long. Back right after this. Don't go away.
Mosquitoes can transmit deadly diseases including Zika and West Nile virus, but Summit Mosquito Dunks kill mosquitoes before they're old enough to bite. Just float an organic mosquito dunk in ponds, bird baths, rain barrels, and any standing water to kill mosquito larvae for 30 days or longer. Don't worry, mosquito dunks won't harm people, pets, fish, or wildlife. Mosquito dunks are available at fine garden centers, hardware stores, and online retailers. Visit SummitResponsibleSolutions.com.
Looking for a safe and natural organic fertilizer for your yard and garden? Fertilome is now offering natural and organic fertilizers for all your fertilizing needs. Roses, flowers, vegetables, herbs, fruit trees, palms, and more. Natural Guard organic fertilizers are a certified listed product for organic use and safe to use around your family and pets. Always read the label and ask for Natural Guard by Fertilome Organic Fertilizers at Dixie Line Lumber or your favorite independent nursery. Make your piece of the planet a healthier place to live by using Natural Guard by Fertilome.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for under $30,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet under $30,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100 foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait.
Call 800-605-5370. 800-605-5370. Call 800-605-5370. Life insurance is one of those things that just about everybody needs, but few people actually have. Hey, if you die unexpectedly without life insurance, guess what? You'll leave your family with even a bigger mess. Life insurance will help replace your family's income. It'll help cover burial expenses. Life insurance can even help pay off debt like credit cards and medical bills. Life insurance can even pay for college. And if you own a business and you die, life insurance can help your business from collapsing. It can even help cover estate taxes. Life insurance has never been more affordable and needed. Plus, you can always shop around even if you have a plan and save some money. So call the Life Insurance Quote Line right now for free pricing information.
800-915-9658. 800-915-9658. 800-915-9658. That's 800-915-9658.
Do you owe $10,000 or more on at least 2 federal student loans? Then you may qualify for new programs offered by the Department of Education. These programs can reduce your interest, lower your payments, and possibly qualify you for loan forgiveness. If you have $10,000 or more and at least 2 federal student loans and currently not in school, you may qualify for one of these programs. Call now to check your eligibility. Student loan advisors are standing by to help you determine if you qualify for these new programs. They can help you reduce your interest, lower your payment, and even forgive a portion of your student loan debt. Take control of your financial future. Make this free 5-minute free call now to Nationwide Student Loans and learn how you can reduce your student loan debt.
800-439-1588, 800-439-1588, 800-439-1588, 800-439-1588.
We paid less for our Craftmatic today than we did 20 years ago.
If you're still searching for the perfect solution to a good night's sleep, call now for prices and free information on today's Craftmatic adjustable beds. And then decide when you see how little they cost. Rated #1 by consumers nationwide on consumeraffairs.com. Craftmatic beds come in all mattress types, including cool gel memory foam for up to 50% less than today's leading memory foam brand. Enjoy temporary relief of low back pain, poor circulation, nighttime heartburn, mild arthritis. You'll sleep better in a Craftmatic adjustable bed. So if you're still searching for the perfect solution to a good night's sleep, call now for prices and information. And then decide when you see how little they cost. Discover Craftmatic for less, up to 50% less than today's leading memory foam brand.
Call 1-800-316-5271. That's 1-800-316-5271. 1-800-316-5271. Call now.
From Main Street to Wall Street, we have the business content you need. So sit back, take notes, and tell your friends about Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or john@gardenamerica.com.
And just like that, it is our final segment on this Saturday morning, or if you're on the East Coast, Saturday afternoon. Thank you for tuning in and supporting us here, Garden America, all of our sponsors, advertisers, and, of course, those listening and watching. 855-424-9825, john@gardenamerica.com. But, of course, most people interacting on Facebook Live.
Yeah. And you want to read the question?
Before we read the question, I was going to say we had more comments on the crema resina.
We struck a chord.
Which is the dessert, and Lenore says that she read it's a tiramisu relative.
Oh.
So
that does strike home. Yeah.
So this may be turn into a dessert trip.
Yeah. That's fine. Dessert samples.
Wildflowers and desserts with Garden America.
Sampling
No better life.
beer, wine, and desserts.
Yeah.
No better life.
Michelle has a question on gladiolus, Brian.
And I guess I can turn my head and read this. Hi, guys. Michelle up in Reading. I have gladiola flowers in a large, big plant container. They've bloomed. Now, if I trim the old bloom stalk and keep the remainder of the stem, will they bloom again?
Not
the answer
this
to
season.
that is not this season, huh?
As John pointed out.
But you do need to keep the leaves in order to get good blooms for the following year.
And that's very important, right? Because
Right.
a lot of people will just bloom them, will
Cut
them
them all
down
the way
to
back to the ground, right.
And a lot of times the plant will actually come up, right, John?
Yeah.
But then not bloom.
Right.
So, and that's, when I was up in San Jose area too, that was another thing that I saw. I saw the gladiolas that had finished, and actually my father-in-law asked me, hey, if I cut it, I'm like, no, you got to leave the foliage. You can bloom off the dead flower spike, but you got to leave the foliage. And then also he had, I get confused sometimes because the Asiatic lilies, with that, or Oriental lilies. Oriental lilies with fragrance, right?
Most Oriental lilies are really fragrant.
Right. So
some Asiatic, but mostly the Orientals.
Asiatic are the ones that don't really have fragrance, right? So
usually.
they were Asiatic lilies, and he was asking me about those too, that when they're done blooming, can he cut those down? And again, no. You can cut off the flowers,
right?
But you need that stem to die all the way down completely before you remove it.
In general, that's true with any plant that grows from a bulb or a rhizome or a corm, is you cut off the flowers or anywhere where seed would form. You don't want strength of the plant going into forming seed, but you do want it to go into building up the bulb or the underground tuber for the following year. And the way that it does that is by continuing to photosynthesize and grow even after the flowers are gone and build up that bulb for the next year.
Yeah, and then once you start to see it die down, it'll turn yellow like any other plant would die
then
back. Then you can kind
do
of
whatever you want.
Do what you want because you realize that now all that stuff is going back into the bulb, and you've done the job. It's done its job, so to speak, and ready to go. So, yeah. So Michelle, hopefully that answered your question regarding your gladiolas.
Do you know what I was surprised at this year? Again, I moved, but at my old house, I had gladiolas coming up from seed everywhere in the yard.
Yeah,
I've never had that.
You know what's funny is that my father-in-law said the same exact thing for his yard.
Uh-huh.
I feel it's because of all the rain.
You think so?
I think that it was because of all the rain. We've got a crazy, abnormally large amount of rainfall and an extended season that I think that there was a lot of things in our ground that we weren't always aware of, and they came up this year.
I'm wondering, too, because of that, if usually now we get into the summer months, mid-July is when we started getting the heat for the most part, and usually it runs into October, November.
Right.
I wonder if we're going to have a short summer.
I would love it if we had a short summer. I think that'd be awesome.
It just gets, by the time you get into September, October, you want it to start cooling down a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
But that's usually when San Diego heats up.
Of course. And I'm just wondering if it follows the pattern this year, what's going to happen. Because usually we get rain, and then it stops for 2 or 3 weeks or a month, and then it starts up again. But this year, it rained like all the time.
Did we have a cool fall last year? I don't remember.
Not like this year, John? I don't think.
Let alone.
It was not as hot as the previous year. Remember the previous October, we had temperatures into the hundreds, and last fall was warm.
But it wasn't.
Not like that.
Brutally hot like previous years. Hey, Carolyn says for next week's question, but I think we could probably take care of this
we can
right
do it.
now.
We'll do it for you right now, Carolyn.
She says, is there a product to wrap apples, stone fruits, or other fruits while they're ripening to protect them from rats, birds, and other vermin?
Mm-hmm.
She goes, tiny paper sacks or what?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, right. Bird netting.
Bird netting to keep them out.
You can keep the birds off, and that does a pretty good job of keeping rats off because they tell you to go over the whole tree and then come back to the trunk.
Won't the rats just eat through the netting, though?
No. It's very loose netting, and you leave it kind of in a way that they can't climb on it. And it's imagine like fish net, where a rat would probably get caught into it and actually catch itself. Meaning like it would get tangled up into this netting.
Like what happens to other fish that you're not fishing for.
Yes, exactly.
They get tangled up in it.
Yeah, so that would be Bird X.
That Bird X would be the manufacturer?
Yeah, the brand.
Brand.
And you know what people used to do when nylons was popular is they would wrap nylons around some of the fruit just to exclude
some.
Yeah, anything that would exclude the fruit doesn't need sun to ripen,
right?
As long as it's on the tree. So anything that would physically exclude them, you could probably make little fruit bags out of
nylons,
or some type of netting.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of what they call that stuff that they use for bridal showers and weddings. You know what I'm talking about.
You're asking him to think?
Yeah.
At the end of the show?
Yeah, I know.
He'll be all right.
Never mind. My brain's going to explode.
Either
right
this
now.
is going to be the most fun show you've ever had, or you're going to say, I don't remember yesterday.
I see my sister-in-law, Gabe, just joined the now that we're leaving. But she may have missed our talk about the cremna resina, which is the local dessert.
Yeah, the big dessert people.
That she needs to tell my brother Dave about.
Tool.
Yeah, that's it.
Wow, good for you. John, give him a star. A tool. Did I get it?
That's what they use
It's
for
also
bridal
called,
showers.
Also called, the name I was thinking of was nylon netting. It's also called nylon netting. But same thing.
Hey, that's going to do it. As I look at the clock here, it is ticking down. Thank you so much for joining us here, Facebook Live, first hour, AM 1240 in San Diego. And, of course, as always, the good folks at Biz Talk Radio as we stream around the world across the country. Hey, thank you to our support staff. A great job keeping us on the air here at Biz Talk Radio. John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox. You made it, Tiger. You can get some sleep now. I'm Bryan Main. Join us next week. We are back again, 8:06 on the West Coast, 11:06 every Saturday Eastern Time Zone. Till then, get growing America. Take care and thank you.
Listen on the go.